Whoever has a brand knows very well that your ad money is very important. When you put your money towards ads to get sales and traffic to your brand, it's essential. So this next chat or talk is very important because we're going to talk to an expert who happens to be
Thank you.
Latina, who works for Google Ads and YouTube Ads. But this figure, it's impressive. So last year alone, she generated, Google and YouTube Ads generated $25 million in revenue for brands who advertise using their platforms. So I think this is a chat that is very important. Anyone who has a brand and wants to use their money wisely. With that said, let me put my glasses on. Dressed beautifully in blue, in royal blue, let us welcome, Brittany Martinez Velarde. Take the stage. Have fun.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. How are we doing today? What? That's it? How are we doing today? All right, there we go. Well, nice to meet y'all. As he just mentioned, my name is Brittany Martinez Velarde, and it is my pleasure to be here with y'all today to show y'all the power of Google. I want to talk a little bit more about myself here before we kind of get into things. So I'm from Los Angeles, born and raised. Any Angelinos in here? Okay. Oh, we're a lot louder than that, y'all. Come on, Los Angeles. I see you. Woo! Really excited to be here. A little bit of background about me is that my dad is from Mexico. He's from Zacatecas. My mom's from Jalisco, Mexico as well. And I was born again, raised in Los Angeles. And now I'm based out of San Francisco, where I work with Google. Alongside my role, I've been able to not only begin my career at 14, selling bread at my mom's Mexican bakery in El Monte, California, but I was also able to get to my next role where I was able to work with State Farm, and I was able to get to work with the most amazing companies and help them ensure their products, well, and to just make sure that they were protected there. From there, I worked at UCLA Anderson with MBA students, and their goal there was just to ensure that a lot of people that are trying to get funding are here. I help them get Series B and Series C funding, so connecting them to VCs, trying to just get them to again fund their beautiful startups there. Now, as of a year ago, I graduated from UCLA, so I was able to graduate last March, and now I work for Google a year and 3 months in. So really awesome work there. Really excited to talk to you all today. I know he mentioned that, but I'm here for 2 reasons. First and foremost, I'm Latina. But secondly, I was one of the top performers in our entire program, meaning that in only 1 year and 3 months, I generated $25 million in revenue, y'all. Something I'm going to mention is that I work with small and medium-sized businesses, a lot of them being e-commerce, so that's a huge thing. And I know a lot of y'all are also small business owners trying to build up your brand, so really excited to talk a little bit more about what that entails for us. So let's go next slide. Oh, here we go. Okay, so power of Google. How many of y'all use Google today? Google Maps? Beautiful. Look how many consumers we have, right? We use Google every day. You have a saying, if you don't know something, you say, just Google it, right? So our mission at Google, especially for Google, for shopping with Google, is about users and sellers, right? We have users to start their shopping journeys regardless of where they may complete those journeys, and sellers, which is y'all, to connect with users regardless of whether the purchase happens on their site or not. I want to focus on the connect with users piece here. Google is not just Google Ads, especially. It's not meant to just make you revenue or purchases. It's also going to be focused on getting you to connect with users. What that means is that you control your brand. You control the messaging that you send out to your consumers when they find you through paid advertising. It also makes sure that when someone does make a purchase, it's going to be someone that does connect with your brand, connects with your vision, right? So that's the goal there. We'll go next slide here. And before I go on to the next one too, curious. We obviously are in holiday season, y'all. I know a lot of us have done some shopping already, yes, for yourself, maybe your families. Curious, when would y'all think is the most popular time for someone to search up designer clothing on Google? Any guesses there? I heard Black Friday, heard it. Something else? 2 weeks before Black Friday, okay. Anything else? Okay, let's go here. So I want to show y'all this graph. Let me see if it's this way. There we go. So we have this interest over time, y'all. designer clothing, right? Before Google, I would have expected that Black Friday, Cyber Monday would have been the most popular time for us to invest or to, have all these search queries pop up. Nevertheless, what we actually see is that it's actually, let me go back, the time after Christmas. So 12/25 to 12/31. Now that's pretty crazy, right? Any guesses as to why it's maybe this time? Sales, okay. Anything else? New Year's, perfect. Exactly, changing your gift. Sometimes you get a bad gift and you're like, I gotta return it. So, it's a very real reality, and that's true. That's really good to point out there. I'm gonna point out something here. On Christmas Day, or maybe throughout the holidays, you probably received some cash. You probably received a gift card. What does that mean? That obviously the time after Christmas, you probably wanna shop. You probably wanna use, whatever card you have. What that then means is that you have self-gifting behavior. So, any of y'all self-gifters? I know I am. Are y'all? Yeah. So what this means is that, again, we have your amazing brands, y'all, right? You want to be able to actively market this, right? And so what this means is that during this time, we have such an important demand to capitalize on, meaning that consumers are most likely to self-gift after December 25th. This is pivotal time for y'all, especially as entrepreneurs, because this is when you have that demand to just really be able to take, capture of that and hopefully get people to purchase your products, believe in your products, get to know your products. This is that beautiful piece there. So I want to mention also as well here. So we have 46% of shoppers think the deals are better after the holiday. Would y'all resonate with that? Do you guys shop after holidays usually? Perfect, lots of nods there. Most important to this mindset is that Christmas shoppers also consider loyalty programs. Throughout the entire conference yesterday, I kept hearing, I want people to believe in my mission. I want people to believe in my values. I know how important that is, for so many businesses, right? And that's something that post-Christmas shoppers really do love. They love seeing, what makes your brand yours? What makes that brand different than the millions of others out there, right? So really cool point there as well. Also, the December shopper, let's go into this. As you guys probably have experienced yourself, you do have December shopping, meaning that, there's so much to do, so little time. You have until maybe the 25th to be able to, really capitalize on this demand as well. And what we really see during this time, it's really interesting, especially when it comes to designer clothing, is that we see searches on maps increase by a lot. And what that looks like here is that we have this stat here in terms of our brand, where we have 17% of searches on maps. So this is all of Google Maps in the world, are brand-related searches. What that means, we had some amazing brands speak yesterday, is that, for example, if you have things like Saks or Louis Vuitton, for example, that is when you have those brands really start to capitalize on those paid searches. Can anyone guess as to why that might be important to make sure that you're advertising for your own brand? Any guesses? Oh, I heard something. Oh, what? As far as branded searches, why would that be important to use Google Ads for your own brand? What happens on Google search? If you're not bidding for your own keywords, what happens? What is that? Competition, who just said that? Beautiful, yes, marketing. So what that means is that you are not bidding on your keyword. Chances are you're gonna have 5, 6, 7 competitors bidding on your keywords, meaning that when your clients are trying to find you, they're not gonna find you. They're gonna find your competitors. That is the goal here, and that's what I wanna make sure that this gets delivered in terms of this brand here. Brand is so important, y'all. We are at the pivotal time again where we have holiday shopping, but also going into 2024. This is time for us to just capitalize on our branded searches as well. Let's go next slide. Before we get to December, though, we obviously have cyber shopping, so I also wanted to obviously cover this as well. Cyber shopping is ready to buy on their terms. So we see here, for example, we have 2022, shoppers were 24% more likely to wait to buy gifts until they went on sale. I know a lot of y'all thought sales might have been the most popular reason as to why Cyber Monday was the most popular there. However, what we do see is that people are just ready to buy, but they want to buy on their own terms, meaning that they're waiting to get the best deals. Let me move over here to photos. So again, deal hunting can be time consuming, but what we do see is that 83% of these people, they just probably went through the holidays, they're in the, they're excited for Thanksgiving coming up. Cyber shoppers are in that positive mindset, and so we want to deliver that excitement to them, right? When it comes to your product and having that quality piece to it, that's something that we want to be able to share with so many of our people, right? We want to make sure that when our ads show, we are sending our message to them, that we're not just some designer item, that we are also a designer item made with quality, made with passion. I know so many of the founders yesterday talked about how why they created their brand the way that they did, and that's the important piece there, right? Because the whole goal is that when we show it to consumers, we're able to take advantage of this positive mindset, get them feeling excited, not only about them shopping, but also about your brand. So really good note there. Let's go into here. So now we have these mindsets clearly aligned to reported shopping progression. So really cool timeline in terms of, for I know there's like e-com businesses here. We have October 13th. By mid-October, we've already passed this. 40% of shoppers already had at least 31% of their shopping complete. However, what we do see is that we do see Cyber Mondays, Black Friday really start to bring up sales. What we see in December, though, and what changed year over year, is that last year we saw 49% of people had their sales already done by the end of December. What we see now this year, probably due again to 3 to 5 day shipping, is that now we see 77% of shopping actually gets done in December. This is different than what we've ever seen before, y'all. Obviously, as we continue to increase consumerism and we continue to get faster at delivering items, it'll again continue to be as important to ensure that you're not just advertising through October, November, but also December. Okay, awesome. So then how did we get there, Brittany? I know that's a lot of industry insights. Any questions on that, by the way, so far? Perfect. Glad that was helpful. So a lot of photos being taken, so that's great. We have Google Ads in terms of how we can make sure that we leverage these insights and now show on Google search. What this means is that we have something called Performance Max campaigns, and I'm excited to talk about this. Now, this is a type of ad, y'all, so that's just what the campaign is called. Obviously, on Google Ads, you're going to have a different multi-funnel strategy. This will probably be your best fit given that we are on a shopping campaign. Let's do this. Okay, so Performance Max campaigns, where they serve. We have shopping, Gmail, search, YouTube, discovery, display, and maps. We serve across all services when using our products, right? Yesterday we saw some incredible YouTube videos. So many brands had, the most powerful videos, and this is such a good way for us to be able to leverage that brand awareness piece to that upper funnel type of client that maybe has never heard of our brand before, but also meeting them with the shopping campaign meant to hopefully drive our sales and purchases and to hopefully, again, increase your overall revenue. When I talk about Performance Max, does anyone here already run Google Ads? Oh, beautiful. Okay, are y'all already ramping up your Performance Max? I see some nods, fantastic. Really cool way of being able to capitalize on this demand, y'all. Again, we have people that are curious. They want to try new brands. A lot of y'all put so much love and effort into your brand, so ensure that you're using the best ways to hopefully share that message with other people as well. So, here we go. And so shopping ads. What are shopping ads? So I'm sure you guys have probably experienced this in two ways. When you look up, luxury heels online, you probably see a bunch of different shopping ads, right? Is this familiar at all to anybody? See a bunch of nods. And so obviously it's also to showcase your products to people who are ready to make a purchase. The second thing I want to point out here is that how many of y'all have maybe tried to look for something online, let's say designer heels, and maybe you decide they're a little too expensive, so you want to wait. But then the next day you're scrolling New York Times and you see an ad for them. They start following you around the internet, right? If it sounds familiar. Definitely experienced that myself, and of course fallen victim to having to then, buy the shoes afterwards. And so that's the goal here, right? You have that remarketing aspect to the type of ad. And that's the big piece here, and that's how Google is so powerful because, again, we have so many search partners across the web, 3 million, that allow you to capitalize on that again, right? Because we are going to not only have, our ads aren't going to just show for our keywords, but they're also going to show for, someone scrolling New York Times. At that point, the goal is that we remarket to them. Remarketing is really important when it comes to any type of sales, especially e-commerce, and so that'd be the goal here. Let's go next slide. Okay. And so first steps, y'all. Really quick, first steps training efforts for Performance Max ads. I know we have consumers that are already using them, but really good steps here in terms of being able to set up these type of ads. A lot of y'all probably already have a Shopify, a CRM system. The goal at that point is if you meet policy requirements, you're going to be able to upload that product data to Google Merchant Center and link it to your Google Ads account. That in itself will then be what Google Ads is able to use in their Performance Max campaign. So really good note there. How many of y'all have never heard of Google Ads before, by the way? Okay, good to know. So essentially, again, kind of what that means in terms of just having Google Ads shows. Again, when you look up different keywords, the goal is that then your ads will hopefully show for your business. I want to point out here when it comes to strategy, and something that's really important for our e-commerce is return on ad spend. That's the difference between Google and a lot of other brands, is that you're able to control how much money you want to receive back from Google. Does anyone know what ROAS might mean, return on ad spend? Okay, see a few nods there. The goal there is that you're then able to tell Google, hey, if I invest $1 with Google Ads, I want to ensure that I get $3 back. If I invest $1 with Google, I want to make sure I get $7 back. I know that funding right now is obviously very important for a lot of our early stage, entrepreneurs, and that's one way to ensure that when you are spending money on advertising, that you hopefully will, again, it'll lead to some purchases or revenue as well. Cool. And so when it comes to creative best practices, then we're going to go into a little bit more into the ads pieces here. Let's do this. We do have our campaign optimization. So again, just a quick little get together in terms of how you can drive incremental sales through Google. We have our budgets and bid. We had our feed help, creative, and asset group. Something I'm going to point out here is the asset groups. A lot of y'all have the most beautiful products, whether it's fashion or beauty. The goal with that is going to be able to create multiple asset groups showing off those products, right? Y'all spend so much money and time, investment into being able to create the most beautiful pictures, the most beautiful videos. The goal with this is going to be hopefully to, again, have the best campaigns, Performance Max campaigns, and be able to drive those incremental sales and revenue by implementing these key best practices. Also, I'll point out here as well, Google has finally expanded to have multiple languages, meaning that if you are shipping to Mexico or maybe you're shipping to Colombia, whatever it is, you can also use Google's feed translator to also start marketing to other countries as well. Let me go back. Oh, no. Oh, sorry, guys. Oh, no. There we go. So, key takeaways, y'all. I know we went through this kind of fast, but 3 things I want you to mention, to talk about here. Number 1, having clear objectives about your client's business before starting any campaign. So a lot of y'all I know, early stage again, this is gonna be the most important piece for y'all. Defining what your goals are on Google. What is that return of investment you guys want? What is the revenue you guys want to see? What are the purchases you want to see? Is profit important? To basically summarize that, there are 3 points that I think are important. What is your profitability margin? What are your ROAS, and how much budget do you want to invest into Google every day? At that point, then you'll be able to start any campaign based on this, and that'll be able to leverage whatever investment you want to get, making sure that we return that on Google. The second thing is being able to, again, have those Google platforms that already allow you to impact every phase of the funnel, meaning that, again, when a person doesn't choose to maybe purchase things from Google, you're going to be able to remarket to them, be able to, again, build that funnel where they're going to be able to see your ads continuously, and hopefully, again, show your ads there. And lastly, again, a good account structure, y'all. We have lots of artificial intelligence that we're utilizing every day Google, right? But again, we want to follow best practices, and a content optimization will allow for good account health, meaning that there are no policy issues, there's going to be no limitation in terms of how and when our ads show. And then lastly, I want to focus on a case study here, where we have this brand called Rothy's. Anyone recognize this brand, by the way? Beautiful. Okay, they were a Google Ads client, and they were able to grow so much business with us, and this is one of my teams that I got to work with, so really awesome team, y'all. And I want to give you guys a little bit of information on this one. So, again, I mentioned I'm based in San Francisco. They are a San Francisco-based sustainability fashion brand. They're really cool because they use single-use plastic bottles, and they create shoes, they create handbags, accessories. It's a really, really cool mission that they drive. When we met with them, they didn't really know how to invest with Google. It was kind of like an in-house marketing team, and over time, we were to meet with them and be like, hey, let's provide support because we believe in their mission. We knew that they could drive purchases. They just didn't have enough of a brand presence online. A lot of people just didn't know the brand. What that meant then is that we knew we had, the most beautiful asset groups, but they weren't using this. They were just doing like an influencer marketing. They were doing organic marketing, but they, again, were missing that upper funnel in terms of being able to find people that had never heard of them before. What we saw then is that by using Performance Max campaigns, these shopping levers, is that they grew impressions by 89%, conversions, purchases by 60%, and revenue by 59%, y'all. The best thing about this is that happened in 2 months, which I think was incredible, y'all. This was a small business. We got them to our mid-market sales team within 2 months. The reason I'm bringing this up is because the goal is that this also happens for your brands, right? Again, really short investment here, but the goal is that then over time, we are able to take your creative access, use automation to only bring you the results that you want, and scale your business. That is the goal here, right? So really important to think about that as well. And then, I think that's it. Any questions, y'all? Yeah. Oh, let's... Oh, your Google for your brand. Okay, good question. So Google does have a lot of support teams. I recommend going on to ads.support.google.com. But if you need any help, my LinkedIn is Brittany Martinez Velarde, and if you have any questions, please reach out. I do not mind marketing with marketing directors, so let me know. Yeah. Okay, we have a question up here.
Una cosita breve. Muchas personas tienen preguntas, entonces por favor tratemos de mantener las preguntas cortas y concretas para que más personas puedan participar. Gracias.
Oh.
Is this hot? Yeah. Wait.
Hi. Thank you. This was great. Question. When you're preparing for a specific event, like a sales event, you're doing your holiday campaigns, when do you think, how long before the actual event do you think it's important to start pushing ads on Google? And then a separate question, you said that you could put a target for your ROAS. Can you specifically put like a number, you want 5x out of this ad, and does Google usually meet that?
Achieve that. Okay. 2 questions there. So the first, I'll hit on this in a bit. So it honestly depends, and I wish I couldn't give you that answer, but with e-commerce, there's 2 things. I think the best time is always starting now, whenever you can. 2 reasons why. First and foremost, there's already so many other competitors out there. The moment that you try to increase your market share, it'll be the most important piece. At that point then, being able to have data in the account already prior to any sales goals you may have, that'll be the most pivotal piece of being able to just get what the AI is able to deliver with you. And that relates back to your second question of you having a ROAS targets, right? So the goal is that we are going to be able to achieve whatever you want for ROAS to achieve. However, we also need to let the campaigns run and figure out what is actually an achievable ROAS, because obviously these are luxury items, they're high ticket items, and the goal there is that we're going to be able to leverage our AI, our smart bidding, to artificial intelligence to be able to, again, bring you the results that you want. So in summary, start whenever you can. I think now we're in the most pivotal time. Sales are super important, but again, your sale and your ad will not appear if you do not have enough market share. The only way to be able to achieve that market share is if you start doing ads. And again, letting that data achieve what you want. So, does that answer your question? Perfect. Okay.
Hi, hello. I'm Juliana from Juliana Hills, a shoe brand.
Oh, yes.
Yes, first I want to say thank you for Google. My ticket was sponsored by Google, so I'm glad I'm here. I have a question from the customer side about the experience. So I was looking at Shop with Google today, and I saw to buy furniture, you have the experience to measure the size. You can filter when you buy apparel clothes by colors. Do you have any AI tool to buy when the customer wanted to buy a shoe in the platform?
That's a really good question. So right now we are developing our Shop with Google product. I don't know if any of y'all are on TikTok. I saw the Monet McMichael's TikTok influencer that we were to do about makeup. I think shoes would be a phenomenal product for us. I haven't seen any shoes yet, but there's a marketing manager here, and I'm going to flag that to her because that is a product that she works on. But I know we have something with makeup now, and it's about skin tone. So really good work there. It's nice to meet you, Juliana.
Huge round of applause. Más fuerte? Hi, thank you so much for being here. I have a question. If you are looking to go international and you already have all the data for your local Google Ads, what would be the best practice to try and do the international market?
A really good question. So how familiar are you with Google Ads?
Sorry?
How familiar are you with Google Ads?
Very.
Okay. Launch a campaign, shopping search campaign, and launch a Performance Max campaign with your best products.
Yes.
Get that across market and location target whatever countries you want to work on. Exclude the US and Canada.
Okay.
That's going to be the best way to get that. And to go there, keep an eye on it every 2 weeks, make optimizations if necessary, but that's the best way to go about it.
Thank you.
If you have questions, I can get into the nitty-gritty with you, but let me know.
Hi. I don't know.
My name is
the
Taryn
mic's working.
Hipwell, and I'll be.
Sorry. Hi. So many of women's brands involve a lot of like content creation, which is sometimes for campaigns, the videos might have some, not nudity, but as a swimwear brand, we also have issues. We've had it with Meta that they ban our content. So we haven't started yet on Google Ads because we don't want to risk starting off with content that might be too problematic for the system. We wanted to know if you have any tips on the type of content that Google Ads could potentially reach more customers and not have issues with I don't know, maybe too much skin showing, or you have some content tips
Yeah.
for ads, or what your policies are on that.
Perfect. What brand are you representing?
Nell Blue is a swimwear brand.
Very cool. Okay. So really good question. Worked with multiple swimwear brands in my time, actually. You will be able to run Google Ads. What you might see is that depending on how risque the photos are, they might get flagged for limited serving. It just won't serve in other countries, but it should serve well in the US and Canada. So sorry to hear Meta is not able to do that, but Google Ads should be able to accomplish that goal there. But yeah, you might see an eligibility is limited piece, but it'll again just refer to other countries that don't allow for that type of advertising. So you should be fine to run ads if necessary.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, of course.
Sorry about that. My name is Taryn Hipwell. I'm doing one of the breakout circles about where your values, and values keep getting brought up. So I wanted to just open up the question of what is the best way to find the best words when people are searching by their values for clothes?
Yeah, that's a great question. Do you mean just like keyword searches?
Yes.
Okay. So Google has a lot of information and tools, y'all. I'm going to talk to you about Keyword Refinery. What it'll do is that it's going to scan your website, bring out the best keywords based on performance and how well people interact with them. So those keywords, and if it's your brand, the chances are they're going to have really high interaction rates. At that point, then Google will be able to give you a list of keywords that you can then use to capitalize on when you are doing Google Ads. So again, the tool is called Keyword Refinery, and you just look it up on Google, and that'll be able to give you a list. And then again, it's based off your website. It's a really cool tool as well. Does that answer your question?
Thank you. We're running here.
Oh yeah, sorry, thank you.
We're doing right now PMEX, and we're wondering if it's enough to do just PMEX, or we should start with a search campaign as well.
Search campaign as well. Protect your brand. 2 reasons I recommend doing a search campaign with a non-brand, so just keywords. Keywords are related to like what you sell, so if it's like shoes, luxury shoes, and then your brand as well, because you also don't want competitors to start bidding on your keywords either. So I recommend search and performance match work the best together. Run them together. They're not meant to replace one another.
Hi. So in terms of creator content or UGC or influencer content, where do you project the future of this type of content to go and drive sales?
For what type of content?
Influencer-based content, UGC, and things like that.
Really good question. So, do you mean like in alliance with Google Ads, or?
Yes. And
Okay.
what is the data in terms of what you see driving sales in terms of UGC content or creator or influencer-based content, short-form video, things like that?
Got it. Okay. So, influencer marketing, I will mention. I think it's phenomenal. I think being able to see, influencers that are around your age, even just be able to bet on brands, I think is phenomenal. So I love influencer marketing. I think that's going to continue to grow a lot, especially as we see apps like TikTok just really take over market share. When it goes into Google Ads, I mean, Google obviously does influencer marketing as well. But when it goes into Google Ads, I work with a lot of e-commerce clients. What I tell them is get those influencers to, talk about your brand on TikTok or Instagram or whatever it is. Use Google Ads to then capture on that demand. Because what's going to happen is that as people learn about your brand on TikTok or whatever it is, an influencer, does all the marketing for y'all. At that point, then that person's probably going to look up your brand on Google. And the point is that then you want your ads to show. As far as like the market space, I think that together paid advertising and influencer marketing, especially for e-commerce, is probably of the utmost importance, because you want people that can vouch for your brand, but also that you want to be able to capitalize on that as well. So 2 pieces there. I'm forgetting your third question. I'm sorry. Did I answer your question? The projection, is that changing? I think paid advertising will continue to grow. Google just had their biggest year in revenue for ad spend, and I think we're going to continue to see that grow in terms of paid advertising. When it comes to influencer marketing, I think that has already kind of hit a limit at this point. I'll be honest. Like, there's a lot of influencers that sometimes you don't know whether or not to trust their reviews, and it's a little bit more difficult. Whereas I think with Google Ads, that's where that really plays an integral part to that, because at that point you deliver your own brand, you deliver your own, what works well for y'all. But yeah, we'd love to follow up with you about this though, because I have a lot of data points and I want to be able to talk to you about that. But yeah, good. I think we're at time. Perfect. Cool. Well, thank you guys.